What's up, everybody? This is episode 10 of Helium 10 AMA. Ask Me Anything. Thank you guys for joining us again. My name is Bradley Sutton, and joined with me today is
Matt Benton. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. That's right. This is our first morning AMA. Usually we're doing 3 p.m., but we're experimenting with different times of the day to get some people, especially we have some people from Europe coming on. So we want to make sure that you're not having to stay up till 1 a.m. Every time. Like Jacob, I think, is from the UK. He's been coming on. So welcome, everybody. For those of you, this is your first time. Maybe it's the morning, so this is your first time you're watching us. Don't even know what Helium 10 is about. Matt, can you tell everybody about what we're about?
Absolutely. So like Bradley said, most of you know, but for those of you who don't, Helium 10 is an all-in-one suite of tools for Amazon sellers, the most reliable and best value by far and away. We've got over 20 tools now, everything from product research to keyword research, listing optimization, hijacker alerts, competitor spying, refunds. That's not 20, but I got close. A ton of tools now and more coming soon. So check it out if you haven't at helium10.com.
All right. Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, where people are still filtering in, but as we do, I know a lot of you guys, actually 90% of you guys watch on the replay, which is absolutely fine. So what we always do is we try and start with just a new tool tip from Helium 10. So let's go ahead and let me hide that there. Let's go ahead and get into it here. Let me share my screen. Can we see? Whoops, wrong. There we go. All right. So here I just did a search for a collagen peptide product. And as you can see, this one brought up 921 words. Now, this is just a real quick tip. Common misconception is sometimes I'll get people say, hey, I'm looking at my own ASIN or this other competitor ASIN, and it says here that they're ranked number 1 or number 10 or whatever. But when I actually go to the page, it's a different rank. So here's the thing. This is not actually completely live. This is not live, but we don't have you guess, when it was. It's not 3-4 months ago. Here's the age. So like, for example, this collagen, this snapshot was taken less than 7 days ago. It could have been an hour ago. It could have been 6 days ago, somewhere in that time frame. But sometimes you might have other words where they're not that prioritized. And so this one, it was checked between 7 and 30 days ago, where it was ranked number 1. Now, a lot of times it's not going to change that much. So this one says it was 7 days ago. Let's see if it's still number 1. I'm just going to click on this out button right here. Yeah, it's still number 1. So, even though it could have been done 6 days ago, a lot of these big selling products or big high volume keywords, these ranks aren't going to change, day by day. So it's going to be pretty close, unless the only time that it's really going to be different is if somebody does a giveaway and they get to the top of page 1, but then they don't convert organically. Well, as those of you who have done giveaways know, if you're not converting organically, 3, 4, 5 days later, you're going to drop from page 1 down to like page 7. So in cases like that, yeah, maybe there's a difference. But for the most part, it should be pretty consistent. So if you're ever wondering at what time this was taken, this snapshot was taken, just check out this age column. So there's your tip of the day. Let's go ahead. As always, what can they do during the broadcast?
Please give us hearts, whatever you can do. If you guys are just joining right now, I guess let us know where you're from. And like us and let us know where you're from.
Yeah, really, we don't feel liked, so we really want you guys to like us. All right, so let me go ahead and queue up our questions here, get them on the screen. All right, Matt, let's see. We got one for you. This is from Bilal. He says, how do you know if you can compete in a market? Which factors should you look out for?
Okay, Bradley, can you pull up an Amazon page and pull up X-Ray? So Bilal, I'm guessing that you've already got a product idea in mind and you're looking to vet that opportunity. It's hard to really give like hard and fast rules of what exactly to look out for, because that differs by seller. Like we'd have to know how much money you're looking to invest or how much you can lose. But there are a few things that I think most sellers use as general rules of thumb. First, I want to make sure that the market's big enough, right? So I'm looking at the keyword and the amount of search volume that goes there, and then the amount of sales that happen across that market. Bradley, you can speak on that if you know any good rules. But I also look at the reviews and then distribution across the sellers. So I want to make sure that there's not just one seller that's doing well in the market, that there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a lot of folks doing well in that market, and opportunity for me to compete. Also, I mentioned reviews. I want to see a low number of reviews. If all those 10 sellers that I just mentioned who are doing well have 1,000 reviews apiece, it might be pretty hard for me to catch up unless I've got some crazy great way to do to get reviews fast. Also, I'm looking at, then from there, so I mentioned like sales, revenue, reviews. Then you can go a little deeper once you, like if your product still meets all those criteria, I'd maybe dive a little deeper. I'd probably click on the trends graph there and see, just to make sure that those sellers who are doing well are selling well throughout the year, and there's no crazy dips because, say, someone's selling a beach towel in the summer. What else?
And by the way, all of these things that he's mentioning, with it, we talked about this yesterday. It's still in beta, but a lot of those things that he's mentioned is being calculated right here in the success score. It's checking those things that he mentioned, and that's why, like for example, he said, "Hey, I want to make sure, for example, this one is collagen peptides. I want to make sure not just one guy is dominating." Now, in this case, there is one guy who's doing a ridiculous number. I mean, 64,000 units in a month. That's probably one of the top selling products on all of Amazon. But if you look here, the number 2 guy, he's selling 30,000 units. You know, the number 3 guy, he's selling 7,000. So there is a lot of volume here. But at the same time, when you're looking at something at this level, you know, that might be, unless you have a really big budget, you know, if you want to compete at this level, it's going to require a lot of investment, you know, a lot of investment in inventory, a lot of investment probably in giveaways and PPC to compete with these guys. So it's a double-edged sword. You don't want these to all be 3 and 4 and 10 a month or whatever. But at the same time, if it's like 60,000, 30,000, and you only have enough money to buy like 1,000 units, well, this might not be a market that you're going to want to target.
Right. And then the last thing I'll say is, if your product meets all those criteria we just talked about, I would start clicking into individual listings. And you can do that by clicking the ASIN column. So you can start clicking individual ASINs and it'll open up in a new tab for you. So I'd click all the best ASINs and then just start investigating their listings. See if this looks like a decent listing. They're using all their pictures. They've got a video in there. It looks like their bullets are pretty built out. So I would see if I can compete with them on just the listing front, right? So if you can get better pictures, better keywords in there, and optimize your price. But from there, that should be enough to chew on.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Bilal, for that. We got some more coming on. Yuri, how's it going? Guys, if you can, please post where you're from. You know, we've had some pretty cool places. Like I said, we got a guy who's regularly coming on from London. And of course, we make it earlier for him, and I don't even see him on here. Jacob, if you're watching on the replay, what's going on, man? We made it early for you, and you're not on here.
We miss you.
Yuri, so where are you from, Yuri? And please, anybody else who's online, please make sure to comment down below and let us know where you're from. So now let's go into another question here. This is from Matthew. You sure you didn't put in a question? We have enough questions, Matt. You don't need to be putting in questions to make us look better. Now, this is from a different Matthew. It says, how can I compare my products with other similar products? Let me just see if this. Oh, boom. This one works. It's short enough. All right. How can I compare my products with other similar products? So it's, as you can see, the theme of today is collagen peptides. I don't know how I decided that, but we're going to roll with it. So let's say we saw that this is that one that we just saw on X-Ray where that Matt pulled up where this guy is selling 60,000. So it's like, oh man, this is a guy to emulate. Now I'm just going to do a search. I know there's another product here, collagen peptides powder. I want to find a newer product. Here's one right here. So I'm going to pull this ASIN. This guy only has 4 reviews. It's probably a brand new listing. All right. So we're going to want to compare both of these. So I actually have this guy already pulled up. I'm going to open up a new Cerebro window. All right. And I'm going to compare this one.
Does anyone else get addicted to Cerebro and Magnet? It's so fun to pull up ASINs in Cerebro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's funny because as I was preparing for today's thing, I'll start investigating something and then I'll just get sidetracked because I'm just so fascinated by something I find. And And that happens to me all the time. All right, so this guy's a new listing. Look at this. Only 27 keywords he's ranked for in the top. So I'm going to open up this focus to 100. So let's say this is your ASIN, Matthew, and you're like only ranking for 519 keywords, and you want to compare yourself to the top guy in your whole category who's selling 60,000 units a month. So the first thing I would do is I like focusing on keywords that have searches over 1,000, just because, you know, that's where you're really going to get a lot of traffic and a lot of sales. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. And now this is showing me all of the ones that he's ranked high. Oh my God. No wonder why this guy has 60,000 sales a month. This guy is ranked for 26 keywords that all have, he's page 1, position 1 for 26 keywords that are all have exact phrase search volume of over 1,000. That's almost unheard of. So this is a really good guy that you're wanting to copy or to try and, you know, get inspiration from. So then I would look at some of the highest volume. I'm going to sort. Why do I always say short? I'm not short. I want to sort by exact phrase search volume. All right. So the number one keyword that this guy is ranked number 1 for is collagen powder, and he's 129,000. So then I'm going to look on my listing here, and am I even ranking for that? So I'm 228. So right away, you know that this guy, he's probably getting a lot of his sales from here. So if I want to start getting closer there, I might look at this and say, well, I obviously need to be better than ranked on page 10 or 11 or whatever this is if I want to get some of those sales. Let's see, am I on the right track for any of these? So again, I'm speaking the first person. This is my somehow this guy is ranking for sports research collagen peptides, which is this guy's brand. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, as you can see here, like if this was my listing, I'm like, wait a minute, there's nothing that I am even on the top 24. So I'm not on page 1 on anything. So if I'm not getting sales, well, there's a good reason. So then my next step, like I said, I would look at what the top competitor or other competitors are getting their sales from. Maybe that's too high of a volume word. Like I don't want to go after something that this many people are searching for, because it's going to require too many giveaways, or it's going to require too many PPC. So I'll look down here and say, here we go, collagen protein powder. He's ranked number 1 for that. It's only 10,000. Maybe I can try and get on page 1 of this. You know, I probably can't take this guy over. He's so established, but if I can get in the top 5 or 6 of this keyword, hey, I might be able to get some sales for. So that's just one of a million ways that you can compare yourself to other ASINs. So who was that? Matthew. So Matthew, thank you for that question. Let's go to another one now. Let me hide that.
Yuri's from Mexico City. Yuri, I love Mexico City. I've got a great story for you, by the way, if we ever meet, when I was going to and from Teotihuacan. So love it.
Right.
I love Mexico. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've actually filmed a Zumba fitness video on the Piramides de Teotihuacan. You know, so like maybe you were there that day, Yuri. You could have come out in my video. So bienvenidos a live broadcast. I don't know how to say that in Spanish, live broadcast. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next question. This is from Better Call Saul. He says, when using Magnet and Cerebro for product research, what different information are you looking at? Are you looking for between the two tools? Oh, excellent question. Matt, help him out, please.
Yeah, so thank you, Saul, for your question. What information can you tag that question up there?
It might not fit, but I'll try to see how much of it will.
The question was, what information are we looking for between the two tools, Magnet and Cerebro? So for those of you who don't know, Magnet and Cerebro are 2 keyword research tools. Magnet is a seed keyword tool. So you enter in your seed keyword, whatever you think maybe is your main keyword, or if you're just starting your keyword research efforts, I'd enter in, let's see, collagen peptides. There it is.
Theme of the day.
Collagen peptides. And Magnet is going to pull up all the most relevant terms for that seed keyword. And then Cerebro, which I'll touch on this just briefly, is our reverse ASIN tool, where you can enter in an ASIN, call it your biggest competitor, and see all the keywords that where their ASIN turns up in the search results on Amazon. So the way I would use the 2 different tools doing my keyword research is I would start with Magnet, because Magnet is by far and away the most powerful keyword tool not just in Helium 10, but available anywhere. So if you're using another tool right now, feel free to compare, but Magnet is going to get all the keywords that you want and more. So that's where I would start, is in Magnet. And then from there, anything that I don't find, I'd probably run my top 5 or 10 biggest competitors in Cerebro. So I would pull their ASINs and run them through Cerebro, throw those all into a list and see and compare the results in Cerebro and Magnet, because Cerebro might pick up a few extra keywords that Magnet didn't. So that's how I would use the two tools. I also use Cerebro when I'm just doing product research on my own, just because I find that keywords help in product research just as much as using like Black Box or X-Ray do, because keywords are almost their own market, so to speak. So to do like real quick keyword research at a glance, I'll just dump keywords into, or ASINs into Cerebro and see what type of opportunity there is there. So thanks, Saul, for your question, and I hope that helped.
Yeah, and then just to add to that, one of the reasons why I like Magnet, and I've always used it even since before I worked here, was that I would use other keyword research tools, which are fine in their own right, but to get keyword ideas. But what happens was mainly you'd be entering like a seed word, like let's say you would enter collagen peptides, and then what other tools would give me is anything that had like collagen or peptides in them already. So it's kind of limiting, the results to what your seed word is. But as you can see here with Magnet, I did collagen peptides and I'm coming up with bone broth. Like if you're not a collagen peptides expert, you might not have ever thought that bone broth is related to collagen peptides. And it's actually a phrase that gets 30,000 searches a month. Another one here. Let's see. Is there other ones? See, a lot of them, yes. Or here we go. This is what I like to, and Yudi can appreciate this. Magnet will also give you Spanish words, that are related to it. So if you had entered in another keyword tool, collagen peptides, you would have gotten all the collagen peptides words. But here we have colágeno hidrolizado, which obviously is not collagen or peptides, but it's related, very related to it. So it's a word that you can get in your back end. And I think we talked about this yesterday. Only 252 people in all of Amazon who are selling collagen peptides have this word in their listing. Crazy. So for all the people like Yuri who are in Mexico City and they want some colágeno, I don't know how to say peptides in Spanish, but they would maybe search for this I still don't know what the word is in English. Hydrolyze or something. That's what the word is in English. But only 250 listings would show up. But when you're targeting some of these other keywords, look at this. If you're just targeting collagen, there's over 40,000 people who have that in their listing. So like, yeah, you're just one out of many. But if you can get some of these Spanish words that Magnet will give you that are high volume, the pool is a lot smaller. So thank you very much, Saul, for that. Let me get that off. All right. We are rolling through these questions today. Another good question by Lauren. Let's see if I can get this here.
If you're watching and you have any questions, feel free to post them. We might not get to them today, but we will eventually.
All right. This is from Lauren. Some Amazon's Choice badge are not highlighted. Some are. What's the difference? All right. So we're here on, let's go to this page for collagen peptides. All right. So as you can see here, we have collagen powder, and there's one that has full color. There's one that has, no color or not highlighted, like she says. And then there's one that has, nothing here. So let's just go for an example. Let me turn this back to the position rank and see some of the top one. Usually if they're ranked near the top, and as you can see here, if they're ranked number one, a lot of times they're going to be Amazon's choice. So for example, let's go to the number one keyword, which is collagen. What does this mean? I'm going to go to the listing here, or the search, I should say. And you can see here, they have Amazon's choice for this keyword collagen. Now, keep in mind, just like I had talked about in today's tutorial, oh, that's a good word. We should call it a quick tool tip tutorial or something. The 3 T's. Anyways, it's a snapshot in time for the rank, but it's also a snapshot in time for this Amazon's Choice badge. So it could be that I could have clicked here and it didn't have Amazon's Choice. All that would mean is that, yes, when this snapshot was taken within the last 7 days, yes, it had Amazon's Choice, but something else happened in the last couple of days where now somebody else has Amazon's Choice. But in this case, it was right on. It says it has Amazon's Choice badge, and that's what it is. Now let's find one. Here's one where it is not highlighted. Let's go to see this search. All right. So as you can see, this is searching for. This is the word I was looking for in English. How would you say that?
Hydrolyzed.
Hydrolyzed. I have no idea what that means, but hidrolizados is somehow easier to pronounce than hydrolyzed collagen powder. Anyways, as you can see, there is an Amazon's Choice on this search page, but it is not this collagen peptide sports nutrition. It's this Renew guy has Amazon's Choice. All right. So that's what the unhighlighted means. It means that, yes, there's an Amazon's Choice that exists for this search, but it's not this ASIN. And we have another one where, as you can see, some of these do not have any at all. And so let me look at something that seems weird. I had seen it earlier. Where is it at? Let me see if it's on here. It's not on there anymore. There was one here that said Collagen Peptides Japan or something crazy like that. Or let me try this one, Skinny Fit Collagen. All right, this is a good example. So Skinny Fit Collagen, as you can see here, there is nothing here. That means at the time that this snapshot was taken, nobody had Amazon's Choice. And it looks like that's still the case. There's a bestseller badge, but there is no Amazon's Choice badge for this listing. So those are the 3 different Amazon's Choice icons, I guess we can call it, that you might see in Cerebro. And also we have it in Magnet as well for Amazon's Choice. And we're going to get more into that in training videos on how you can use that information. So thank you very much. Who was that? That was Lauren. Thank you very much, Lauren. All right.
By the way, real quick, let us know what you're liking from these AMAs. You can submit your questions at helium10.com/questions. But let us know what you like, what you want to see more of, or what we should change. Your feedback is greatly appreciated.
All right. And can you tell people about affiliate program?
Yeah, that's something we don't really mention quite a bit, but for those diehard Helium 10 fans or users, we do have an affiliate program. Some awesome affiliates, folks who really love our tools, are doing a great job right now. But you can go to crushit.online. So crushit.online, and we've got everything in there from Helium 10 to pixel perfect photography, and we're adding a handful of other offers in there as well. So there's a ton of opportunity for you to promote tools and services that you use and believe in, and make some money at the same time.
All right. Thank you for those of you just joining us. We didn't announce this. We didn't make a big announcement. It was just kind of a last second one that we did because we had so many questions we wanted to go over. So thank you guys. And please don't forget to post where you're from. We know Yuri is from Mexico City, and welcome. We got William on here, and he says, how come you don't sell Scribbles as a standalone tool? So that's actually something new. Before, everything was actually one package deal, but now we do have a few products that are a la carte. Like I think Black Box you can get separately. So I'll check, if Scribbles can be gotten separately, but Scribbles is a really amazing tool. I've made over 300 listings in the last year solely using Scribbles. So I'll look into that for you, William.
One thing to note is if you do get one of the standalone tools, Scribbles should come with it, if I'm not mistaken. So if you get a plan, one of the plans, of course, you get everything in Helium 10, but if you get one of the other standalone tools, you'll get Scribbles and I think 1 or 2 other tools that come with any purchase. So I'll follow up with you on that one. But do we have one more question?
I think that was it here. Okay. Yeah, William says as of now, Scribbles is only in a package. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'm pretty sure I didn't look at I don't have the pricing plan in front of me, but we'll look into that, William. But hey, we have tons of tools. So Scribbles is just one of them. I really think you can find value in a lot of the other tools. And if you're not sure how, please feel free to reach out, and I'll comment on this after the broadcast is over. When is our next broadcast going to be?
We're on next tomorrow, which is Thursday, 8:30, August 30th, at 3 p.m. So yes. Tomorrow, Thursday at 3 p.m., our normal time. Yeah. And
then next Tuesday, we're going to try this on a Tuesday now for the 10 a.m. But Thursdays will always be at 3 p.m. And then when there's a lot of questions that we need to get through. We'll try and go ahead and add a special Wednesday one. Now, usually, or the last couple times, we've done a little contest here where we give away a T-shirt, but we need like at least 40 or 50 live viewers, which we don't have right now because we just did this last second here and didn't announce it. So we're gonna save that contest, the drawing, because you got to be present to win. All right. Somebody won. I forgot his name, Lou or.
You're putting me on the spot.
I think it was Lou. It might have been Lou won, but he hasn't reached out, so he might not have been on the broadcast. So he's got a Helium 10 shirt waiting for him, but since he didn't tune in, he might be missing out on that. So yesterday we had a contest where anybody who commented is going to get a chance to get the shirt. So we'll have that drawing tomorrow, Thursday at 3. We got a question here.
Yep.
Okay, so Anya is asking, can you repeat the page to go for affiliate programs? All right, I am going to do that. I have it right here. So can you read that out? I can't see it.
Go to www.crushit.online. Does anyone say www anymore?
Honestly, who says www? Who throws a shoe?
So go to crushit.online, and Michelle will be there to help you out. You can submit your sign-up form, and she'll get back to you very quick.
All right, excellent. So thank you guys very much. And if you have more questions, you go ahead and keep posting, even if you're watching this in the replay or after this, and we'll go back and try and get to those today. So one more time, if you have questions that you want to get on air, it's www.helium10.com/questions. And one last thing, if you check the description of today's video, we have a link in there to talk about our Helium 10 social that's coming up right here in Irvine, California. So make sure to hit that link and get the information about it, where you can come hang out with us. We got open bar, we got free food, and we got some cool new features of Helium 10 that nobody has even knows is in the works. And if you're at this event, you're going to get a sneak peek at it. So hope to see you guys there. Just click in the link in the description for that. Until tomorrow, we'll see you guys. Hasta luego, Yuri.